Is this thing working? Is this thing working? This thing working though? I think it is. Looks like it is. So, welcome back everybody. Or, welcome back to myself actually. Turns out, Comcast sucks, but I'm sure most of you knew that already. They will just randomly be like, you know what? I don't like the fact that you're using the internet, so I'm just going to go ahead and shut that off for you. No need to thank me. I'm just doing it out of the kindness of my corporate heart. But I guess we're back. For the moment. For the time being. And we're just continuing to work on this guy. Continuing work on our boy. Yeah, boy. That's right. We got a face that's about as soft as I think I want to get it right now. I'm not too worried about where our legs and our shoes are doing. What I do want to work on a little bit is our fingers. Because our fingers are still are pretty rough, you know. So let's go ahead and let's just dive in here and start working on this stuff. How's everybody doing? Hopefully the stream is working for you. Let me know if it's not. I mean, I can't really do anything about it. But I guess if it wasn't, you wouldn't tell me. Okay, so our fingers, they're going to be nice, meaty fingers. But a little bit round, you know? A little bit rounded. Bringing those fingers in ever so little bit. Just a little bit. Little bit. Rounding them off. I've noticed on a lot of the Proxi Art challenge entrants thus far, if they do have a character, which a lot of them don't, they tend to be very blocky. They're going for that sort of, you know, Minecraft aesthetic, which is, I'm not gonna lie, that's a smart way to do it. It's a smart way to go, because there's not a lot of time to complete the challenge. Not a lot of time to work on the challenge. So anywhere where you can save effort is a smart thing, and that's definitely an area that you can save real easy like, is by simplifying your characters if you happen to be using any. So what I'm trying to say here is that I've made a horrible mistake. but that's okay. We just keep swimming. That is, in fact, what we do. So how's everybody doing? Is anybody still here? Am I just in here like Ian Malcolm talking to myself? It's probably am, but that's okay. That's okay too. Ooh, excuse me. Get that nice finger web going on. Okay, so a thumb. A thumb is a weird thing. It bends weird. Your fingers are kind of simple. They bend one way, and then your thumb comes around the other side, all weird-like. So we need an edge here for when it, sort of bends in. And we'll kind of taper it in this direction to help sell it. Then you got a ridge up here. It's kind of going to help help that knuckle out. Our thumb is a little bit too thick right now. So let's thin that guy up. And then also, this is the inside of the palm, so we want to be extra cognizant of what our faces are doing here. Okay, so we probably don't need all the bends of your finger. But we'll get enough in there so that, we can get a good bend where we want to. And then we'll sort of round out the tippy top of the fingers. Like so. And bring these out if Maya wasn't doing whatever the hell this is. think it's a little bit okay on this project. The proxy challenge in general to be a little bit, you know, a little bit loose. Not super tight with all your geo and everything. I don't think it's like a 2 month, I think. 2 months was the amount of time that the entire challenge took place over, or takes place over, so they can't really expect a whole lot out of you. At least not if they're realistic. Because people got jobs, they got family, they got obligations. What the hell are you going to do in 2 months? Just for a funsies challenge, you know? Nobody's getting paid to do this. There we go, soften up some of that. So we got fingers that will be able to bend eventually. And same with our thumb. Just kind of fattening up the pad, the meat of the palm. Let's get a little bit of definition, and then I think overall I kind of want to raise up these shoulders a little bit. They're looking a little bit weird with how low they sit. There we go. Kid who definitely doesn't quite fit in a shirt. Help sell that kid idea. Then, depending on how I want to do this, I might even, like, at the very end, get a smooth Get a smooth on. And you got pretty decent hands at least. But I don't know. It's probably that's a little bit more of a you know, that's a nuclear bomb approach, and we're looking for a scalpel, as they say. But for our purposes, I think for the purposes we are using this for, we can be okay with where we're at. Yeah. Yeah. We need something for the hair. Oh man. The hair is gonna be crazy. I don't even know. I don't even know what I should do with the hair. Maybe I should cheat. I could cheat and give our guy here like a hat, like a baseball hat. Like I would definitely not be wearing a hat in real life, but hey, these guys don't know that. These Proxi Art people don't know that, so maybe I'll cheat a little bit, give them a hat, and then I don't really have to worry about hair in a meaningful way. That'd be a pretty good bonus. Pretty good bonus to this whole business. Just help on this head a little bit. Still a little bit of a undesirable shape back here. Just a little bit. And just kind of moving things around helps that out a little bit. Because really back here should not be the widest point of that head. Definitely not. So, yeah, let's play around with that idea. Let's play around with a hat. What up, Biff? So a hat will be pretty easy to set up. Just kind of dupe that geo. I need a little bit more of that geo. I wonder. I'm just so not sure what I want to do with this. Well, where are you going? maybe. Maybe this is okay. It's coming across like, you know, kid-like. It's like, what do the kids do? What do the kids do these days? Oh yeah, they wear hats. They're definitely really into hats. They are so fucking into hats. It's not even funny. Camel burger. Cool. And you know if you're a cool kid, you got that nice curved brim. If you don't got a curved brim, you are not a cool kid. I know that's a fact. Then, since we're hiding all, you know, hiding all the hair under this hat, you only really need to have a little bit of hair. Kind of just coming out of here. Just sort of disappearing into nowhere. Oops. Face. There we go. Give that a little bit of an extrude. Which allows us to have a little bit of a polygonal hair. Yeah, I don't think we'll go with the propeller hat. Although those are super fun. Come here, you. Okay, so we got some sort of fake hair in here, getting hidden by our hat, which is good. Then we don't got to worry about it too much. Can just be kind of a color. Could even like poke out little spikes of hair on the sides if you wanted to. And then we need one more little thing here to sort of sell or to finish selling this guy as a character, and that's ears. He needs his ears. And with ears, what you do is you kind of just add a face and extrude. Sort of just sticking this ear out in an unnatural way so we can model it a little bit easier. Then we'll slide it back in where it belongs. Woo! Hey, perfect. Done. Ear. Oh, god damn it. There we go. History. Text. Just sort of rounding out this ear. Yes, they are the nicest extruded ears ever. Okay, and then let's see, what do ears do? Ears are kind of weird. Kind of do one of these things, right? Then this thing kind of goes in. Right, but it's over here, and then there's like a bunch of ridges and shit inside of there. It's just ears are kind of a horror show if you think about them for too long. Then now that we have our ear, we can gently nudge our extrusion back to its home. And your ears kind of smooth out in the back a little bit more than they do in the front. So just keep that in mind. Again, these guys are sticking out a little bit too much. Let's bring them in. Let's bring them in, just to kind of inset them. There you go. Then tilt them out a little bit. Get that cocoa thing going on that we were talking about. That kid's ears stick out. Got that big old ears that helps sell, you know, hey, this is a kid. And his ears are a lot bigger too, so we'll do that as well. Gonna try to make this resolve itself a little bit better. And then it's right, where is it? It's like right here is where the ear kind of fleshes into the face. So in the front of the ear, we're actually going to have to manage to do that correctly. And what is the easiest way to do that? That is the question. That is the question. YouTube noob. I'm using Maya, which is a 3D modeling and animation software suite from Alias. Alias also develops 3D Studio Max. Alright, come on. Come on, fleshy ear. I need you. I need you up front. I need you up front. It's always these tight spaces that are the worst. The worst for trying to get this shit to work. Let's see. Let's just come back here for now. Because we know we need all this to connect. It's just getting it to connect in a intelligent way that makes sense. That's the hard part. Okay, looks like I need to cut this. Is that right? Nope. There's that edge I want. Then I need to get the edge. Is this the edge? Yeah, this is the edge. There we go. That's the one. Cut this up a bit. So it's making a little bit more sense. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. So now the ear is actually connected on the front like it should be. Choose a bonus. It's good when things work like they're supposed to. I mean, it doesn't resolve itself in the best way. In the best way it could, but that's okay. Wonder what happens if I just do this. Would that be better? Would this be better in the long run? Yeah, I think so. I think so. And in fact, this edge should be bringing it home. Oops. There we go. That looks a bit more natural. Bit more natural-like. It's a kid. He's got ears. He's got hair that you can't see. We're gonna go ahead and get that back there to make more sense. There we go. And we need to, you know, fix the underside of this hat so it has an edge. Bit like that. Bolsonaro? I'm not sure what that is. Leonardo? We've pretty much gone past the point of needing our model sheet, so we can go ahead and get rid of that. It's a little guy. We got a little guy here. It's coming along. It's coming together. Remember what this used to look like? One more extrude. Thanks, YouTube noob. I mean, I'd be working on this guy anyways, but I find it more, I don't know. It feels more meaningful if people can, you know, hang out and watch and get some sort of, you know, learnings off of it. Maybe a little bit of learnings. There we go. Get a little bit more size to that hat, to that bill, the bill on that hat. I wish I had put the hair one more step down. In fact, maybe I should just do that now. Somewhere along those lines. Instead of where this is at. I don't like this. I don't like that line. Although, giving that a little bit of a... Yeah! There's a happy accident. Helps show there's a little bit of, you know, tuft. A little tuft to that hair. A little bit of dimension. Yeah, yeah. Although I don't know what this ridge is doing now. There we go. That feels more like he's just real hair. Stretch that hat back a little bit. There you go. There's a little kid. Oops. And then kids never wear their hats, you know, completely straight on. They got to be tilted a little bit. This will also help us when we're trying to show that face in the animation. Our bill's not quite as, you know, bevel as we could have it. So we fix that, fix that, fix that. There we go. Call some. Hey, there's a little guy. There's a little guy. He's got no mouth. I think that's the last modeling problem we'll solve. Oh my god, it is 4:40 already? Whew. This takes a lot of time. So we got a boy. We got a boy here, and we're gonna be real cheap about this. Is that we're gonna have two characters, but we'll just use the same character and make like an alternate texture or something. Because I mean, it took freaking all the time we had today just to get this far. We haven't even rigged this thing yet. He doesn't even have a mouth yet. If I spend the time to make, you know, to make two different boys, that's just I'm wasting my time. I'm not spending my time smartly. Okay, so I closed my inspiration panel. That was good. What do I want to do about this mouth? It's gonna be hard. It's 441 here in Washington State. I could do a slightly different hat for one of them. Like I could make one the cool boy and his hat's like backwards. He could be wearing it backwards. That might be an option. Then I'm not doing too much work to get an extra character out of it. Gotta come back and admire my butt that I made. Oh, yeah. That's butt. That is a butt. Mouth, mouth, mouth. Think. Think, won't ya? What do I want to do with this mouth? You should be in, like, a state of terror the whole time, I think. Yeah, Mad Mad, I could totally do that. I could make, like, the hat its own thing that's just attached to a character. But that takes a little bit of extra setup that I'm not sure, again, would be the best use of my time, because this thing is due in, what, 8 days? 9 days? And I'm probably not going to get any work done on this during the weekend. Yeah. I don't know. It seems like there's some new people here, so let's just go over again, like, what this is going to be inside of. It's going to be part of this scene here in Unity that I have on a constant loop. It's made up of sections of a treadmill that just sort of wrap around forever, because it's just rotating 360 degrees forever. What I'll do is I'll have the two characters inside of this scene running around, you know, kind of dodging the things that get in the way, running around them, and running away from bees. The bees are going to be hard to sell, but we'll try. We'll see what, maybe one bee will kind of float up close to the camera so you can see it. But yeah, so we're getting our boy, and he's going to be thrown into this scene running along with it. That's one memory that I worked on. This is called the Proxi Art Challenge. It's about memories. They're about your memories. So this one is what I would call a distinct memory. A literal memory it's a memory of a single event, and it's being conveyed as the actual event happening. But with memory, like, you know, treatment to the graphics. Another memory I'm working on is a collective memory, is what I would call it. And this memory is about Colt Moo. So here's that memory, which is, you know, we got the can that inspired it all, and we got some of the items that we've made, you know, flying out of the can. This is more of a, I don't want to call it abstract thought, but it almost is kind of abstract. It's an abstract idea of what Colt Moo is and where it started. So that's my collective memory.
It reminds me of, like, at the end, like, this is your prize. It shows up, and then that thing's exploding, showing everything that you won.
Yeah. Cool, man. Crack open that beer. I got my Duarita. Cheers. Thomas, yes, it is. It's a little bit better than that exploded watermelon that we were all looking at the other day. So there's another memory. And then the final memory that I was working on is I would call this an emotional memory. This scene is not meant to convey, like, literal anything. It's more to convey emotion through shapes and color. So this is a event. Hopefully it kind of conveys the idea that it's at an airport or an airport-like place. You got figures kind of walking around, definitely not literal, all silhouette. And then you got one main silhouette in the center, the focus. So that should, I mean, hopefully this is, like, let me know. Tell me in the comments, like, what do you think this is trying to convey?
That
and
one looks like somebody is very, very, very distraught trying to charge their phone at it.
And if you got some ideas of, like, maybe what this is trying to convey, and if somebody hits it, then I've done a good job, and if nobody hits it, then I've done a bad job. Crickets Unite, you got it. You got it. I'll take it. I'll take the first answer. Yeah, so back to this one. Back to our boy, our little boy, our little wannabe Cocoa boy. So I think this is in a spot. Besides the mouth, I still got to do something with the mouth. Let's figure this out. Let's figure this out together. Let's bevel that mouth. I don't know if I want to add his expression of sheer terror right now. But maybe I will. Maybe I will. Because it'll be pretty funny to work with it that way. So big, wide open mouth. Mesh, bevel. Bevel is your friend. At least bevel's my friend. I do like me some bevels. Let's cut in. So we can round this off a little bit. And also, if you're just listening or starting to listen now, this is based on the Proxi Art Challenge. It's about 3 different memories. You can find all the rules to this challenge in the description, or in the link in the description. Let's get these lips out here a little bit. What up, Pesh? I'm making a boy. This is a boy who's going to be running away from bees. I'm not too upset with where this mouth is ending up. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to have this big gaping, like, "Roar." I think it'll really help sell the idea. Let's see here. Just trying to get this to kind of fit on the face the way that makes sense to me. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Is the boy you? Yes. This is that's what the Proxi Art Challenge is about. It's all about your memories, specific memories you have. So that's where all these are coming from. The airport memory, this memory, Cold Moo memory. These are my memories. No, he's like, oh no, oh no, the bees. Let's see, how much more do I want to do on this before I start getting something rigged? Let's do, I think I want the geometry, to be closer to final. Then I'm going to worry about the UV mapping, because if the geo is close to done, what I can do is I can save that skinning, the weight skinning that I'm going to use on this. I can just really borrow that for the final version, whereas if I make many more edits with the UV set kind of modified, then it's going to take a lot more work. Or if I have to add more geo, I mean, it's going to take a lot more work than just modifying UVs. Kind of soften up these edges. Just ever so slightly. Yeah. That's helping. That's helping a little bit. think this has enough geo on it. I need to know what this Bolsonaro is. Somebody tell me. I have no idea. Sure, we'll go with that, YouTube noob. Actually, I can't honestly remember if I got stung in this particular memory or not. I think I got stung once, maybe? I can't remember. I think Wero was the one getting all the stinging.
Trying to remember. I got stung over your joint many times. So.
Yeah, this is the one where we're running, or we're just kind of hanging out in the woods, walking around in the woods, and then all of a sudden, like, you got stung, and it's like, what the fuck? And then, like, you got stung more, and then it was like, oh shit, there's a nest!
Is that over at your house?
Yeah.
Okay, I vaguely remember. We're down in like the lower trail area.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we booked it.
Yeah. I was thinking at the time that we were fucking pissing off that hornet's nest and I got stung on the lip.
Ha.
Had fucking Schwarzenegger lip or Stallone lip.
So I kind of wonder, I don't know if it saved the first part of this video. That's a bummer about streaming, is that if Comcast decides to shut your internet off at a random moment, you lose. You lose the part of the video you were streaming. So, unfortunately for people that can't catch the stream, they're gonna come into this like halfway through when they didn't get to see like all the, you know, the bad parts that went into making this thing, because I think that's important. That's important to see as an enthusiast, is to see all the shit you got to go through to get something that looks halfway decent. Because then it's a little bit of reassurance at that point, you know, that it's like, hey, this thing that I make is gonna look like shit for 90% of the time, but that's okay, because I know it can come around at the end. That's an important lesson to know. Just coming up and cleaning up our seam down the middle of this guy, so we don't got a weird line going on the whole time. And these guys are bad. They are not centered. Bad boys. These are bad verts. Bad verts. Ooh, my butt is a little weird. I apparently have an edge here that kind of just went nowhere. Better believe I will reinforce this butt. Brazilian politician. Huh. Interesting. Hi, Thomas. Just working on a butt. That's all. Just talking about butts. It's got like a little flat seam in there. Oh, that's a butt. That is a butt, all right. Look at that butt. I like how Mai's built-in like lighting really reinforces that butt. Insects, probably wood sausage, but in order to get enough insects to sausage, it wouldn't really be all that cost effective. I don't think it's hard to find that amount of bugs. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is make sure this guy is facing the right direction, which he's not. You can tell because when I move him in Z, going this way, the value is negative, which means he's going backwards. I don't want that. So, let's just rotate him around. So we got Scared Boy here. Scaredy Boy. Man, I wonder if what happens if I make this hat a little bit bigger? Is that gonna help? Is that gonna help or hurt? Now it looks like a helmet. What did that do? Does that help? Kind of helps, maybe? It's hard to say. Yeah. I kind of like it a little bit bigger, so we'll just stretch it up. Move it up. Stretch it out a little bit. Just slightly. Just ever so slightly. You know, because one thing that helps really sell, like, the thing being a kid is when the clothing and stuff is just oversized. And then you can do the same thing with the feet, although our feet are pretty big already. You know, it's like when your parents buy you shoes that are too big because they know you're gonna grow into them. Yeah, that's a boy. That's a boy. So let's name him. I think I just called this character. Character. Mesh. Or am I going with Geo? I can't remember what naming convention I'm using. We'll go with Geo. And then we'll get sort of a rough pass at the UVs. Nothing too set in stone. This is just so we can lay some flats on here. And that's going to help us for like rigging and animating. That's not. Oh, I must have done a camera. Whoops. Whoopsie doodle. Planar map. We do not want camera. We want Z. There we go. Again, I'm doing a little bit of modification in a tab you can't see. I apologize for that, but it's just easier to work that way. Then I should have done this like when my guy was still halfway. Because he's going to be symmetrical, so there's no reason to like unwrap both halves of him. That's just silly. I'm being silly right now. But that's okay, we're just laying flats. We are just laying in flat colors. We can come in here and figure this out later on. How long have you worked on the boy? I started, I don't know, sometime around 1 o'clock. Just been doing it for this stream, or this streaming day. One thing modelers really enjoy doing is separating the textures out. So like the head is on a separate texture map than the body, especially in gaming, because you want a lot more detail in the face than you need in the rest of the body. So, you know, a lot of times that stuff gets separated out. Also for games with like swappable heads and stuff, that'll happen. I think for the purposes of this project, I'm not going to do that. I don't think I need to worry about that, because I can just give it a big old texture. Because the point of this challenge is not to it's not to create game performant art. You don't have to worry about performant art. It's just supposed to look cool for the most part. Hopefully, I've gotten somewhere approaching decent. Okay. So here's how I've unpacked my boy. This is obviously not super well done right now. I'm just like I said, just throwing in flat colors just so I can have something to work with. It's not used for video game design specifically, but the challenge that I'm doing is put on by like a video game person, and these are meant to be as if they were for a video game, kind of. But there's nothing in the rules about, worrying about performance. So I'm kind of, using that to the best of my advantage. Because my forest scene definitely, as it's set up, it would not be performant on like a mobile device. But with with a few tweaks here and there, you could definitely easily make it performant. So that's kind of what my overall direction is don't worry about it being performant, but at least set it up in a way that would be easy to modify into compliance. Okay, so here's this thing. This thing will at least, it's going to let me set up my textures. Actually, let's work on the face a little bit more. I'll give him one of these guys. Any clue when you might start seeing live Cult Moo episodes? We don't really have the equipment to do a live like deep fried what or something like that, but we do have live like Q&As and live variety shows, what we call them, where we do a Q&A for the most of the time, and then we also do challenges and like it came from a can or hot sauce reviews live. That stuff we can do, and don't have any planned at the current moment. But, always trying to get more of those done because people seem to enjoy them. And they're fun to do. So one trick to unwrapping a face is that you use planar maps to get like the side of it, and then planar maps to also do the front of it, and then you kind of stitch them together. Oops. And that's how you end up with a real weird looking face, but that's also how you get, a smooth seam. Am I going the right direction here? I don't think I am. No, I'm not. Work. Okay, there we go. And this should be connected to this, and then this is connected to this. And this is all outside of here, so it's not being weirdly overlapped. This is going this way, this is going this way. This should be this, and then this, I believe. We got two things in here. How is this hooked up? Okay, this is just a poly hanging out in Narnia. We'll just throw them in here like this, because this is the overlap with the hair. Well, this is the kind of stuff you got to come in here and fix when you're planar mapping, because you don't want these to overlap like that, because then your textures will sort of do weird stuff. And then these guys, we're okay. This is all hidden under the hat, so these can kind of just float up and out of wherever. We don't need to dedicate too much space to those. And then in the center here, we kind of push and pull things so that there's an even amount of distortion on both ends of this sort of deal. And then that way, everything looks nice and, you know, smooth. Your neck needs to have a little bit more going on. This is a little bit more unwrapping than I should worry about at this point, but while I'm here. And again, this is all outside of you. There we go. And then, like I said, the face should probably should take up the most room on your texture sheet. And the reason for that is that when you're looking at, you know, a character, you instinctually look at the face. And the face is the thing that makes that character a living, breathing thing. And if there's any errors in the face, that is where you will notice it most out of anywhere. Hell yeah, shout out to Simon J. What's going on, Service Doggy? Also shout out to Artistman 007. What's going on? Okay, so here we go. I don't think I'm going to be able to rig this guy like I was hoping I'd be able to. But, I mean, I'll start working on it. Because the rig's going to have a lot of interesting stuff, too. Textures. Let's just UV snapshot this so we can quickly throw in some stuff. Can't believe Maya still hasn't fixed this bug. You have to type in the file extension into the file name thing to get a fucking sheet. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. Really? Really, Maya? Okay. Let's come into Photoshop. Oh, hey, remember this boy? This is where our boy started. Actually, this is where our boy started. Was with this. We turned this into this in about 5 hours. 4 hours. It's not too bad, not too shabby. We don't. I'm gonna save this just so I have, you know, process work. I already did save it, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Open, open, open. Let's see, character UV. Okie dokie. First things first, let's get our gradient in here. Let's get our skin color. Skin color, we'll make it, I guess, idealized, so probably a little bit more brown than I am. For realsies, you know what I mean? Oh my god, what's happening? Photoshop, come back to me. Alright, Thomas, thanks for showing up. Peace out. Borf. Any moment now. Any moment now. Come on. Photoshop has fucking decided just to shit the bed. So while it's shitting the bed, we'll create our material to start out with at least. You ready to work, Photoshop? Oh my god. I think you're ready. Yay! Okay, this needs to be on a screen layer so I can see what I'm doing. Yeah. Get a couple of gradients because part of our skin is down here. Oops. So that the arm and the head have the same gradient going on, same color gradient. And then a shirt. What kind of shirt? I would definitely be wearing some kind of bluish blue shirt. I think. Like so. Then one more. Let's see, our pants will be They'll be blue jean colored, so another blue thing, but more slightly gray. Oops. Like so. And then our hat, which I would never be wearing a hat, even as a kid. But let's give him a red hat. Maybe it'll be a pink hat, cause I'm Herr Pink. Does that make sense? I'm always going the wrong way with my gradients. I can always, change these colors after the fact. And then our shoes will be even more gray. I definitely would have been wearing some kind of gray to blue to very plain shoes. I've never been big on shoes that are, in your face. Chunk chasers, I don't think so. That's really up to Loafy, and I'm not sure. I don't know. Those things just don't really cross over, you know what I mean? Like, one doesn't have anything to do with the other. Does that make sense? It's like, if Wero was a firefighter, would you guys ever, like, show Wero fighting a fire on your videos? It's like, no. Why would we? This is Vlog Moo, so that's why I'm doing this here. This is definitely not the food and stuff. I guess if Loafy ever wanted to do that, it would definitely be on Vlog Moo. That's a place that it could happen. But he's never expressed interest in it, so I don't think he wants to. Also, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have like a suit set up. It's all in the eyes. Let's get a good eye. Let's get a nice eye. My eyes are brown. The problem with brown eyes, though, is that you can't really tell what's going on there. Yeah, anime eyes. On a side note, is deep fried what coming later? First Friday of the month, right? Actually, no. Deep fried what is the last Friday of the month. Deep Friday is the first Friday of the month. Hopefully that clears that up. Let's give this eye some detail. That'll just help it, you know, help sell what we've got going on. And believe it or not, like, your eyes are almost always in shadow. Especially the top regions of your eyes, because, like, you got your eyebrow over your eyeball. Oops, I got the wrong brush. Oops. You got your eye, you know, you got your eyebrow ridge over your eye. You got your eyelid that's right against your eye. So something that you'll often see people, you know, forget to do in games and stuff is give that shading in there. If you don't have that shading, then your eye's not going to look right. It's going to really pop out weirdly. Same thing happens with teeth, especially on older games. Where when they open their mouth and their teeth are just lit completely differently than the rest of the character, so it just feels like super odd. Inverse. Let's delete that shading. Let's put all the eye stuff in one group. There's a way to realistic eye. This is kind of like drinking with cold moo. It's drinking with Herr Pink while he is randomly working on a portfolio piece. Okay. Oh, one more thing forgot to add is dem teeth. Because that's what the mouth is. It's got those, you know. He's got them teeth hanging out like, "Urgh." Again, your teeth would be in a little bit of shadow. Just trying to get like the idea of teeth. Go ahead, save. Assets, models, forest. Okay, character. And this will definitely not be like the final UV layout or colors or whatever else. This is just something to help us along the way. So on the right, I was I was not I was not on the right texture. Whoopsie doodle. Here we go. Hold on to your butts. Oh my god! I'm horrifying. Let's get these eyes placed a little bit better. See, where is this one going? See, this is already helping us sort of like modify the geo, which is good. Once you get a texture on there, there's stuff that you weren't originally able to see. Then we definitely need more geo along the eye ridge and what have you, but for now, I think this is okay. Let's add a hair color, because that's one thing I forgot to do. Mog is currently trying to find scraps hidden underneath cabinets and possibly the fridge. You can hear little clicky clack feet scraping away. Again, gradient. It's all about that gradient. Let's take a look at that. There we go. I missed a bit. I missed a bit of hair. Okay. There we go. Flat colors over our boy so we can see what we're doing. Helps us see what we're working with. Helps us notice that we still got some work to do on the face to get things where they need to be. But hey, here's a guy. Here's a guy. Let's really quickly, just get him into Unity as is, and then we'll be done for the day. And this is mostly just to inform us if our, palette choices were bad, which they undoubtedly were. It'll help us figure out if our scale is pretty okay. Oh, I'm exporting everything in the scene. Don't do that. There we go. Save this. Come into Unity. It'll also help us know if our character, what we got to do with our character. We'll probably have to turn him around. Character matte. It's opaque. Yeah, let's leave that alone. Throw him in here. He's pretty big. He's pretty big compared to our scene. I was not expecting that. So already, we're learning. We're learning. YouTube Noob. It might be on Monday. It kind of varies a lot depending on what I'm doing. He'll probably be about this big. Really just kind of depends. So there's no set times in stone, and it also just depends on if I feel like it or not. Because it does, it takes a little bit of extra stuff. Like I could bust out more when I'm not streaming than when I am streaming. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that scared boy. He's a scared boy. And then you can imagine bees following him. And him actually running instead of just T-posing. And our color choices weren't half bad. They're not terrible. He needs a different colored hat. Maybe more vivid colors. I think he would need more, saturated colors versus the environment to really bring out that he is the character. But he'll just be running along and slipping around and everything else. Cool, YouTube Noob. It's all good. appreciate you, showing up and seeing what's going on. Ooh. This is fun. I think this is fun. Maybe I'll have the camera, like, do cool chase stuff, too. That might be fun. See, just getting something in here quick as soon as possible just gives you, like, fun stuff to think about and play around with. And honestly, now I got... it's nice to have, like, a human character just to have on tap to animate, because... I mean, you can go and find, like, free rigs on the internet and whatever, and the character's already rigged, but just to be able to show you can make one yourself and then animate it is, it's more fun. So, yeah. Let's see, his scale... What did I set his scale to? 0.45. Let's remember that. Because that's where he needs to be, 0.45. A lot smaller. And then if this is me, I mean, Wero, he'd be somewhere around here. That'll be Wero's character. And yeah, I think we're good. I think we've put in enough work for today. I think we got to a good place. A good fun place to be. We got our character modeled out. Didn't start any sort of rigging business, but we got like a halfway decent. We got a MVP character here. Minimum viable product. At least as far as our model goes. Our texture could use a little bit more work to get MVP. But hey, it's definitely a start. I'm also seeing like, hey, I should switch my lights around so it shadows behind him. Like, there's all kinds of work to do. But I'm a lot farther ahead. I'm a lot farther along than I thought I would be at this point. When I was first setting up the scene, I was just dreading like how much time investment it's going to take. But I think I can actually get this thing done, which is exciting. Very exciting. So thanks a lot, everybody, for showing up. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. It's a lot of fun for me to do this stuff, so hopefully it's a lot of fun to watch, or at least a little bit of fun. Probably not a lot of fun. But once again, thanks for showing up. I'm going to get out of here. You guys go and just enjoy your Friday or whatever day it happens to be in your time zone. I'm going to do that. Going to get dinner started or something. Let Mog out, do chores. And all that fun business. So, see y'all next time. I'll probably be back Monday or Tuesday. Won't get any work done over the weekend. We're filming. Later, everybody.